What's good, part of people in place to be? It is the number one chief rocket Knicks universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the 2024-25 Knicks season preview. Hold on for a split second. I got a TV playing in the background. I don't want YouTube to go crazy on me. Hold on for a second. Again, thank y'all for rocking with me on a Sunday night. I know it's not the usual spot that we rock. The season starts in a few days. Just want to go over a few things. And let's start with. Is that for me? All right, thank you. All right. All right, let me do this. Let me cover up some dome here. So let's cover up some dome here. So one of the first things I wanted to talk to you guys about is the starting lineup, right? So I want to talk about the starting lineup just a little bit, right? And so I'm not going to be here for very long. Just want to go over just a few things, right? It's a preview. It's not a overreaching analysis on what I think the season's going to be like in game 45 or 50 or post All-Star break or anything. Just want to preview what the start of the season is going to look like with all the new pieces. So first of all, shout out to Ivory 10. Ivory 10 in the place to be. That's our brother. Ivory 10 says salute Knicks fans need to go to the hole early and often. Celts have no shot blocker. I know that's their plan versus us. That's for sure. I was with you on the first part, and on the second part, I'm just going to say, I hear you. How about that? Just Knicks is in the building. Ivory 10 again says they need to mix it up, live and die by 3, but getting to the line will keep you alive. Staying alive, bro. John Travolta. You, Ivory 10, will have to see it to believe it. There's no so rational and reasonable statements about what we have won't convince you. Some things you just have to see it to believe it. So I'll just leave that one for where it is. Allah Wise is in the building. Peace, peace, peace. Right? Hit him up is in the building. Right? Hit him up is in the building. Salute. Yeah. No, we ain't gonna be here long, bro. We ain't gonna be here long. Trust, we are gonna be here for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna go put on my orange and blue, go in the living room, and watch my Mets destroy the Dodgers. That's what I'm gonna do, right? But I appreciate the Knicks fans coming through. We have to do this tonight. Weeknights for a preview show is not really a season preview. Is not really convenient on a weeknight. Generally, the day before a game, you want to preview the game itself. So tonight seemed like the best night to do a brief season preview just to get our feet wet. I want to start with the starting five, or I'm going to start with the starting five. And so I'm going to put them on the screen, right? I'm going to put them on the screen. I want you to look at the starting five, right? So let me see. I'm going to put the starting five on the screen. Let me first do this. Something for us to look at. We need some eye candy. How about a title in our all caps starting five? How about we do that? How about we make it bold? Then we go Jalen Brunson, Mikael. I don't even know how to spell that man name. Mikael Bridges, Josh Hart, OG, and the star of the show, Carl Dash Anthony Towns. How about we go with that? All right, so I'm going to put this on the screen for us to look at. Just be some eye candy, so that we can have something to look at during the conversation. Going to make this font bigger. All right, I'm going to fade this back in the background so it won't be so hard on the eyes, and share it. All right. So there is our starting five. There is our starting five. Like why it says, I thought we was gonna wrap a okay. Ivory 10 says they'll probably try and get Cat in foul trouble early. They're going to the whole all right. Right. Okay. So on the Ivory 10, hey man, just the X Files are gonna be on channel 5 at 10 o'clock, bro. I'm gonna play some X Files music for Ivory 10. Salute to Ivory 10. So this is our starting five: Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns. Right now, just as an overview, just as a in passing, I'm gonna say the Knicks have one of the better starting fives in the NBA. You won't find many starting fives the caliber of the Knicks. The Knicks have Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns. Just those five guys together, you're not going to find many guys in the league with a starting five that good. Right? Now, what do we expect from the starting five? An overview of the starting five, I'll start with defense. The point of attack defense, I think, is going to be top notch. I think it's going to be hard to find a team with better point of attack defense than the Knicks. Whether it's Josh Hart at the point of attack, Mikal Bridges at the point of attack, or OG Anunoby at the point of attack. Right? And then that second line of defense, whichever wing player is at the point, the other two will be in that second layer. Right? The other two players will be on that other player along with Jalen Brunson. The rim defense is going to be Karl Anthony Towns and whichever wing defender has the job of rotating over for weak side rim protection. So if it's on OG's side, if it's OG's wide side, it'll be OG Anunoby. If it's Josh Hart's wide side, it'll be Josh Hart or Mikal Bridges. If they draw a play to hunt Jalen Brunson in switches, then you'll see Jalen Brunson in position to take charges. But that's it. Jalen Brunson won't be your weak side rim protector. He'll be a position defender, forcing people to pick up the basketball or change their dribble, deter them enough so that Karl Anthony Towns can recover and protect the rim. That's the way it's played nowadays. That's the way defense is played nowadays. Teams generally do not have two or three bigs on the floor at the same time. It's 2024 going into 2025. It's not 1985 where you have Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and Robert Parrish on the floor at the same time. The NBA doesn't exist in that realm. It's not 40 years ago. It's not 43 years ago. right? So what you'll see from our defense is aggressive point of attack, swarming second level, and recovery rim protection. That's what I anticipate. That's what I anticipate the Knicks doing. You'll see on a nightly basis, you'll see Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby guard on all three layers: point of attack, second layer wing defense, and rotation at the rim defense. Now, is Mikal Bridges a shot blocker? No, you don't need a shot blocker at the rim. You need deterrence. If you deter, you won't get shots. Hear me. If you deter, you won't get shot attempts. If you deter, you won't get shot attempts. NBA players don't live, NBA players won't take 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 or so 9-foot jump shots. We don't live in that era anymore. Sherwin is in the building. Salute. And so what I'm saying for the starting five in their defense, I don't know what the second unit is going to look like. I'm merely talking about the starting five right now. The starting defense will. Bronx Mel is in the building. Salute. East Blue Drew is in the building. Right. So in terms of the defense, the Knicks are going to have a very, very good defense. Will they have an elite defense out of the gate? I can't speak with that with any certainty. I can't speak to that with any certainty. We'll just have to see. But based on the personnel that we have, you're going to get elite point of attack defense, elite wing defense, and you're going to get decent rim protection. Now, onto the offense, what you can expect offensively is spread floor, attack driving lanes, and three-pointers. And I'm going to call it the fitted sheet offense for people that don't understand, right? If you ever made a bed and you tried to put a fitted sheet on your bed, right? If you ever tried to put a fitted sheet on your bed, if you tug too tight on one corner, the other corner is going to be open. And that's what defenses are going to face every night, nonstop, all night long. Just constant pressure. Every defender in the NBA, defenses trying to employ help the helper. That's what we're going to do too. Help the helper, basically, is what we're going to try. We're going to basically look to defend the pick and roll. We may ice it some. We may trap it some a little bit, right? We may play it head up some, depending on the offensive players involved, right? Depending on that. But teams are going to be forced every night to be pitch perfect on every dribble, pass, and shoot. And that is impossible because you have human beings attempting to be perfect. You're going to ask defenses to be perfect on every dribble, pass, and shoot. That's what you're going to be looking for. So I'm basically ranking the starting five as an A plus on offense and a B plus on defense. And I'm going to put it here for you to see it. So later on in the year, when you pull out your raggedy receipt and try to say I said one thing when I know what I said and I know what I mean. The Knicks are A plus offensively, and B plus defensively until we figure it out. Until we figure it out. Just until we figure it out. I think the defense is going to be, and I think most defenses and most great defenses in today's NBA are in that B plus range, right? I don't see a defense that's A plus even in that A range. I don't think the Celtics defense is in that A range. I think Minnesota right now has shown the potential to be in that A range, but so is Boston and so have the Knicks. But right now, I think those defenses are in that B plus range. Out of from 0 to 100, I think Boston, New York, and Minnesota are in that 88 grade range from 0 to 100. Nobody is in that 92 range yet, right? Nobody has shown that yet, right? Right. Fritz Alcindor is in the building. And just to continue on that A range, Todd Barbie is in the building. Salute. The Knicks are in that A plus category. I'm ranking the potential for the Knicks offense to be in that 97 to 98 range. I'm ranking their offense in that range of not greatest of all time, not even top 10 offense of all time, but definitely top 5 offense this season. And the reason being is easy. We get the 3-pointers we want, we're just not making them, and we get to the free throw line anytime we feel like it. The Knicks get to the free throw line anytime they feel like it. Right? Anytime they feel like it, the Knicks get to the free throw line. Right? You cannot stop Jalen Brunson off the dribble. You cannot stop Karl Anthony Towns off the dribble. So if your point guard can get wherever he wants, anytime he wants to, and your center can put the ball on the floor, go left or right, get to the rim anytime he wants to, then now you have to double team and leave shooters open. Now you're leaving Mikal Bridges open, and now you're leaving OG Anunoby open, and now you're leaving Josh Hart open. And teams generally don't want to leave 3-point shooters open. Now, the question has been asked to me about Mikal Bridges' jump shot. And I'm telling y'all need to get a life. I'm telling y'all need to get a life. For those that question Mikal Bridges, y'all are crazy. Right? Y'all need to either start flying a kite or go walk a dog or something, get an ant farm or something. Because you can't be the same person that in June celebrated when the Knicks paid 5 first-round picks and a pick swap for Mikal Bridges, and then saw a handful of games in the preseason and now are down on Mikal Bridges. That's some type of split personality thing that's going on, and it makes no sense. That's some type of split personality thing where you either have too much time on your hands or you don't know who you are actually. Mikal Bridges is a great NBA player. A great NBA player. And Mikal Bridges is going to help this team be in championship contention, along with Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby and Josh Hart and Cameron Payne and Tyler Kolek and Deuce McBride and Precious Achua and Mitchell Robinson and Pacom Dadier and Ariel Hukporty and whoever else the Knicks bring back to help us contribute. Because we can't say on the one hand That now I ain't, man, I'm not worried about Jalen Brunson, man. It's the preseason. And then say, hey, I'm worried about Mikal Bridges. It's the preseason. We have too much time. We're overly critical of a product that's perfect. The product is absolutely perfect. And for those that don't think the product is perfect, I can remind you of a time where Julius Randle was on the floor with Alfred Payton, Reggie Bullock, RJ Barrett, and Taj Gibson. Ask yourself, is this roster an upgrade over Alfred Payton, RJ Barrett, Taj Gibson, and Reggie Bullock? With Alec Burks coming off the bench and Frank Ntilikina as our defensive stopper. This team is absolutely perfect. And if you don't agree with the way that I say it, I understand. But if in your heart, if you believe that this team is not perfect, then you have an issue. Not other Knicks fans, not other Knicks fans. You have an issue, right? Not Knicks fans, not the Knicks, not the NBA, not professional sports. You have an issue, right? And it may not be a deep-seated thing where you need it may just need it may just mean you need encouraging. You need somebody to point some stuff out. But to think for a moment that this Knicks team is not the best Knicks team you've seen in 30 years, you're bugging. You're bugging. This team is ready. And I would invite you, whoever you are, I would invite you, whoever you are, to slow play this one. Slow play it, right? Don't just roll it up and smoke it. Slow play this one. Look at it for what it is. Take your time. Dope Dope Soul Sports Talk is in the building. Salute. Probably fresh off of somewhere buying like a 10-acre estate in the Hamptons. Probably Dope Soul Sports Talk is probably somewhere fussing at somebody because the Italian marvel that was purchased for the walkway is not right. Salute to Dope Soul Sports Talk. Dope Soul Sports Talk is in the building. This team is absolutely perfect. Now, with that said, let me address a concern for a perfect team. My concern for a perfect team, for this perfect team, is that the roster may be perfect, but those on the roster, there are injuries and spots on the roster that are missing. Mitchell Robinson is out until January or February. Precious Achua is out 2 to 4 weeks. The rotation spot we assume the rotation spot we assumed that was going to go to Pacom. I mean, go to the other what's the other light skinned dude? I get all the light skinned dudes mixed up. I thought I saw Uncle Freezy out there coming off the bench one day, man. What's the Landry Shamet? So the rotation spot we thought that was going to go to Landry Shamet right now is a question mark. Fortunately, Tyler Kolek, Pacom Dadier, and Ariel Huckparty have all looked like NBA players. We have not seen the other light-skinned dude yet, Kev McCullough. We have not seen him yet. No big deal. In due time. Tibbs probably wouldn't play 4 rookies anyway. If we're just going to be honest. The likelihood of Tibbs playing 3 rookies is small. But there are 3 rookies that have shown that if Tom Thibodeau were to play them, you would not hold your breath. The 3 rookies that were chosen all seem to be NBA players at different levels. But the concern is not the rookies. The concern is Mitchell Robinson being out for a very long time. The concern is knowing Mitchell Robinson is out, knowing that we could not afford another injury, and then we saw Landry Shamet get hurt. And then we were concerned that not with Mitch out and Landry Shamet probably not making the team, we probably couldn't afford another injury, and then we saw Precious Achiuwa get injured. Right? Now, does that mean the Knicks are not a championship team? Absolutely. Because for the most part, the guys that we could not, right? If the players that we could not afford to lose, they seem to be pretty healthy. Your starting 5. Jalen Brunson's healthy. Cat is healthy. Josh Hart, our guy. I think Josh Hart. I'm gonna say. Let me save the Josh Hart thing for after this. OG Anunoby looks healthy and sharp. Mikal Bridges looks healthy. Is working on a few things, but he looks healthy. He looks like he knows what he wants to do out there with this unit. And then there's Josh Hart, who I believe. Salute to King Embert and all of the members of the channel. I'm going to ask you guys, if you have not considered being a member of the channel, hit the button. Become a member of the channel. Help Lawrence Tears grow. Remember, Lawrence Tears is a Knicks fans channel. It's not a Knicks news channel, right? It's not just a Knicks analysis channel. It's a Knicks fans channel. I legit put the link in the chat so that you can come up here and share. And if that's what you like, if that's the type of stuff that you like, then you're in the perfect place. And so I'm going to ask you as a supporter to, if you can find your way, right? If you can find a way to, King Ebert, what's the membership amount? Is it $2.99 a month? Is it $4.99 a month? If you can afford to buy Uncle Freezy a couple of sodas per month, even though I shouldn't even be drinking soda, but if you can afford to whatever, then consider it. But what I don't want you to consider, what I would want you to do, and this is a call of action, right? This is a call to action. Help us meet our goal of 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year, right? Help us do that. That's something I'm putting everybody on the spot for, because we know having you guys up here is dope. We know that. Y'all know that. Right? Y'all know that. So understanding that this is a Knicks fans channel, help others find this channel. Get them to subscribe to the channel. 4,000 subscribers is our goal. Since I've been doing this, and this month is our 4-year anniversary. Since I've been doing this, I don't think I've asked anybody for anything, right? Except hit the like button, which we probably, that's all I've asked probably recently is hit that like button. I generally don't ask you guys for anything except your opinions, right? But this is what I'm asking you for. Help the channel get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Do what you can. Now, back onto my Josh Hart thing. Josh Hart is the heart and soul of New York Knicks basketball right now. Right? Now, there are players you may like more than Josh Hart. You may like Jalen Brunson more than you like Josh Hart. You may like OG Anunoby more than you like Josh Hart. You may like Pacom Dadier more than you like Josh Hart. But the one thing we can't question is Josh Hart is the heart and soul of this New York Knicks team right now. What he does in an unselfish way, what Josh Hart does in an unselfish way, is constantly change and metamorphosis is the word I'm looking for. Metamorphosize, I guess. Change his game to whatever the Knicks need him to do. He'll be a rebounder, he'll be a defender, he'll be a passer, he'll be a transition break starter, he'll be a big man defender. He'll do whatever it takes for the Knicks to win. Right? And so we need to keep Josh Hart absolutely healthy. And as fans, we should value what Josh Hart brings to this organization. Josh Hart brings a level of humanity and sensibility to a team that in prior years, maybe they were distant. We loved them and they loved us, but there was a gap between us. With Josh Hart here, it appears that Josh Hart has bridged the gap between superstar millionaire athletes that we watch from a distance and the fans. And so I'm here to tell you, as one that couldn't figure out Josh Hart when he first got here, one that understands who he is now, I think Josh Hart is the heart and soul of this team. And I'm here to tell you, regardless who gets hurt, who comes in and out of the lineup, if Josh Hart is healthy, Josh Hart is going to fill in all of those gaps. Josh Hart is going to fill in all those gaps. You need a shooting guard, he's going to do that. You need a power forward, you need to do that. You need somebody to guard a big man for maybe 2 or 3 possessions without making a substitution. Josh Hart to do that also. We've seen it. We've seen it. So I've been asked about a win prediction, and what I want to do is I want to recant my win prediction, and not because Randall and Dante aren't here, right? Not because Keita Bates Diop is not here, right? It's just because I knew what the Knicks were with Dante and Julius Randle. I knew what the Knicks could do with those two, right? I saw it, right? So I want to recant a little bit because I don't have a big enough sample size to assume what this team will be with new pieces. See, the thing is, I saw Julius Randle, Dante, Brunson, and OG together, right? But now I'm looking at Brunson, Bridges is new. Josh Hart's in the starting lineup now. OG's in the starting lineup, and Karl-Anthony Towns. So there are a lot of new pieces to consider. Not that it's different, not that it's worse. Just need to see it. Right? Seeing is believing. We just need to see some stuff. Right? The major concern for this team right now is injuries. Landry Shamit's out. Mitchell Robinson. Precious is hurt. We've never seen Precious hurt like that. We've seen Precious dinged up and still play. You, as a Knicks fan, I've never seen Precious Achiuwa get dinged up and walk off the floor. And last week, I saw Precious Achiuwa get dinged up and walk off the floor. So there's something for me to consider, right? There's something for me to consider. My man Li1 said something. Let me put what Li1 said. Okay. So Li1 said, I'm sick of the Knicks delusional BS until I'm proven something different. F-Cat, Bridges, Payne. That's you, bro. That's you. And respectfully, I'm saying this because I feel like we pretty cool. Respectfully, if you don't like it, root for the Nets. I'm saying that respectfully. Respectfully. Right? Respectfully, I'm saying that. If you're tired of Knicks fans having hope in their team, put black and white on. It's easy. Fanatics does not discriminate, bro. Fanatics ain't gonna not sell you a Nets jersey because you're from a certain area. Respectfully, of course. It's the beginning of the season. The Knicks have not played one game yet. Not one game. And what I'm saying to my man LI1, who I really, really like and respect, y'all. So don't take this as that. This is don't take you don't start trying to take sides. This is not me versus LI1. This is somebody that I really, really respect and I enjoy being around and having around, right? Somebody just because you don't agree don't mean that there's a dislike, right? LI1, man, LI1's been around for a long, long time, and I respect that, right? I like that. Personally, I like that, right? And I like LI1 has always been stating his opinion every day, and I appreciate that. Because the one thing I dislike is when people come around and they change their opinion. They go along to get along. I'm not. That rubs me the wrong way. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. So I'm not going to get really deep into that, right? So, but the thing is we can't legit hate on the Knicks because of a transaction that was made. Randall and Dante are never coming back. It don't matter. It don't matter. They are not coming back. It doesn't matter. That transaction is done. Whether you like Cat or whoever you don't like or whatever, they are here. And as fans, we should consider the roster. I'll give an example. Mitchell Robinson is hurt again, right? Mitch is hurt still. Maybe not again, but still. In my mind, Mitchell Robinson is always hurt and always talking about how when he get back, he's going to prove the haters wrong. I already heard that 8 times already, right? But I'm not mad at Mitch. I just want Mitch to get healthy and be here and contribute. Now, does it frustrate me that every NBA season I have to go through this? I'm gonna prove the haters wrong. You know, they're counting me out. I'm just such and such, and then it's like the frustrated injury rehab tweets or posts on IG. Yeah, I get it. And does it frustrate me? Yes, but Mitchell Robinson is a Knick, and until he becomes otherwise, I'm gonna root for him and hope that he contributes the best he can for the Knicks. Right? It's just what it is. Let's go Knicks. That's what it's about, right? Let's go Knicks. Right? Let's go Knicks. Root for these guys. If they have the orange and blue on, if they are a Knick, then I'm rooting for them. Right? Am I gonna put the imaginary battery in their back? Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. Right? That's what I'm gonna do. That's what fans do. That's what fans do. Right? I'm not an analyst. I don't work for SNY. I don't work for SNY. I don't work for ESPN. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Knicks fan. I've been a Knicks fan longer those entities have even been around. I'm a Knicks fan, hardcore, to the bones, orange and blue. The starting 5 we have is probably the best starting 5 in the NBA right now. Right? Jay Boogie is in the building. Salute. Bo Ismail is in the building. Salute. Right? This team is good, y'all. This team is good. Oh, this team is good, y'all. And it's good in a different way. It's not good in the same old way, right? We're not going to have Charles Smith, Charles Oakley, and Pat Ewing out there. Those days are gone. And those 3, respectfully, y'all know how I love Pat Ewing, right? Y'all know how I love Pat Ewing. But Pat Ewing never won a championship with that style. If that's the style that you prefer, point out a time when you were alive and you saw and recognized that style of play win the Knicks a championship. Right? Point it out. Because I know what people are going to say. Well, the Knicks won championship in 73. Yeah, Dave DeBusschere was 6'7". Willis Reed was 6'9.5". Right? Right? Dave DeBusschere was a 6'6", 220-pound power forward. Willis Reed was a 6'9.5" power forward that played center Second round pick. They won championships. But the size rim protection thing in New York, a 7 footer with a 6'10" guy beside him and a 6'8" small forward that could do that never won anything in New York. And so what we have right now is a championship look in a different way. If this team wins a championship, will the champagne not be as cold? No. If this style of team, if this style wins a championship in New York, are we going to wear white championship t-shirts instead of black championship t-shirts because it was different? No. We're just going to get Jim Jones to perform Pop Champagne. Ron Brow's in the building. Some of y'all get that reference. The hip hop heads to get that reference. When this team gets on those runs of winning 12 out of 15 and we start playing Jim Jones balling, that's all I'm gonna say. Balling. Shout out to the dips. Shout out to the diplomats. Shout out to Jim Jones. Shout out to Carl Anthony Towns for wearing the Diplomats jersey to the game. Salute. This era that we're in, Bo Ismail, I'm glad you pointed it out. This era that we're in, the Yankees in the World Series, the Liberty are on the verge of doing something special. The Mets are on the verge of doing something special. The Rangers, the Devils, the Knicks are all on the verge of doing something special. Now, I don't have to talk you into that. I just wanted to do the preview of the season. I think our bench, if we this was my secret weapon. So for those that follow, y'all know I kind of, instead of getting into a point, I kind of massage the pump a little bit. I give some feeder, right? I don't just jump off the cliff most times, right? I prime the pump a little bit, right? I think the Knicks have the requisite pieces to have a dominant bench, but it has to include a healthy Precious Achua. It has to include a healthy Precious. Right. It has to include a consistent Cameron Payne. It has to include a consistent Deuce. It has to include a consistent Precious Achua, which we'll get that. I'm not worried about Precious not being consistent. If his role is consistent, then his production will be consistent. Where Precious goes up and down is when his role changes and then there's an adjustment period. But if you lock Precious into a role, you know what you're getting. An energy defender that's going to be a high volume rebounder and a situational scorer that'll make one or two, maybe three splash plays a night. And what I mean by splash plays is a random dominant block from out of nowhere or a random throwdown in traffic from Precious, right? But can you get Cameron Payne and Deuce to be consistent? And who's going to be that fourth person in that 9-man rotation? Who's going to be that person? Do you sign somebody? Do you sign somebody tonight, tomorrow, and then have them ready for Boston? No. You sign somebody, right? You sign somebody, and then you work them in from the back end of the bench. And if they let them prove themselves up, let them fight their way up the depth chart, so to speak. So our Mets are on TV. They're in LA. The Mets beat the Dodgers the other day, and they played that song, Salute to the greatest rapper of all time, the notorious B.I.G. The Mets were going back to Cali. Cali. That's where they are. Right. So on that note, everybody, I'm gonna get out of here and watch my Mets beat the Dodgers tonight. But also what I really want to say about in this Knicks preseason joint, I meant to be 30 minutes, 30 minutes or less. Of course, every time I click the button, I always go over. I always show up a little late because I always have a little some little things to think about before, take a deep breath and all that stuff. The Knicks starting five offensively is going to be great, unstoppable. Defensively, they have the potential to be one of the better defenses in the league, right? Right. The bench has requisite pieces. It's about finding the group that plays the best together. I don't think you need to make a trade for a six man. I think Tom Thibodeau is seasoned enough to find that guy on his bench. The rookies have looked fantastic in comparison to Knicks rookies of the past. In comparison to Knicks rookies in the past at the same stage, the rookies have looked fantastic. Does that mean we're going to have a rookie of the year? Absolutely not. What that means is that we will have very young role and rotational players that'll do their job and keep this thing afloat, right? Keep this thing afloat. On that note, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all know I'm coming on in the morning. Y'all know I'll be here 7:45-ish, 7:45-ish or so. Probably some hot coffee or something, helping you start your work week on the right foot. Dreaming about these New York Knicks. Y'all know the vibe. Thank y'all for coming through and hanging out with us for a few minutes. The brief Knicks preview. This Knicks team is gonna be great, y'all. This Knicks team is gonna be great, man. Just buckle up, man. Get ready. Get ready. And listen, Tuesday night, whether the Knicks win or lose to the Boston Celtics, we are going to have a lot to talk about. But before Tuesday night, I'll probably see y'all about 3 more times, right? So we'll have a lot to talk about. And thank y'all for rocking. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, become a member. Help us get to our goal of 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Peace, y'all.